What's good? It's your boy Tag Money, and today I'm gonna talk about Cannaphysical, which is a gateway to metaphysical. Now, Cannaphysical got everything to do with cannabis in the human body, everything about the physical body, but also the endocannabinoid system, and everything that got to do with the chakras. That's my last video, Pyology. What they got to do with pyology is with the strange corresponding with each corresponding chakra that's within the physical body and also the energy body as well. But Cannaphysical is really all about everything about cannabis. Everything that got to do with cannabis and involving cannabis in our daily lives. Using cannabis as a daily medicine and let the cannabis consume you in a possible way. But Cannaphysical, in a way, it opens the door to metaphysical. Metaphysics is all about occultism, spirituality, law of attraction, many amazing things. And Cannaphysical is really all about the metaphysical in a way. It's Cannaphysical and metaphysical is ideally the same, but what Cannaphysical is all about with the cannabis plant and helping and having cannabis evolves you to possible better things and a higher state of consciousness and a higher state of being and understanding. And when it really comes down to it, Cannaphysical is really all about everything that your body is doing the cannabis inside of your body. Now I know it's hard for me to explain because for some reason when I get on this camera, it's hard for me to explain as much as I can better than when I write it down. But Cannaphysical is a gateway to metaphysical in a way. But Cannaphysical is just like metaphysical in a way. That both are exactly the same. It's just that what Cannaphysical is all about this, advancement in spirituality or occultism through the cannabis plant or using cannabis. And not only Cannaphysical, it not only sticks to the cannabis, but also psychedelics. And psychedelics is also part of Cannaphysical as well. Anything like LSD, DMT, ayahuasca, magic mushrooms, anything that got to do with psychedelics is part of the Cannaphysical as well. It plays an important part because with cannabis you build a tolerance, and when you build a tolerance, you want to get that ultra high to ultra experience, and once you already build that tolerance, you already is on the next level and the next step of taking psychedelics and using psychedelics until the cannabis consumes your body. So when it comes to Cannaphysical, it's all about the spirituality, the spiritual works of cannabis and psychedelics. And with psychedelics, it's a stepping stone of completing yourself to that better reality, that better ability, and living in the fifth dimensional like consciousness in a way. And Cannaphysical is a gateway of breaking into that and embracing that, and also unlocking that as well. When it comes to psychedelics, it opens up your third eye, open up your consciousness. It gives you powerful clairvoyance and many other permanent abilities when you use psychedelics. So Cannaphysical is all about the spiritual uses of cannabis and also the spiritual uses of psychedelics and also a gateway to metaphysics. So Cannaphysical and metaphysical are the same thing, but with Cannaphysical is all about the spiritual works of cannabis. You know what I'm saying? With Cannaphysical would turn, cannabis into its own society, its own community, its own reality, its own everything. Cannabis will have its own set of a world here within America and hopefully around the world. That cannabis itself will inspire those to embrace, a beautiful reality. Because with cannabis will change the reality of what we live in here today in the state of mind, the state of being, the state of that where we at. So Cannaphysical is also going to enhance the ganja empire that will appear on this earth. I mean, cannabis will be full bloom. It's already legal here in California, and it's going to be full bloom in its full state. So when it really comes down to it, Cannaphysical in a way will unlock, amazing and most beautiful and most incredible things that you can possibly imagine. Like And when it comes to spiritual works with cannabis and psychedelics, people will reach a different state of consciousness and awareness in a way that's beautiful and amazing. And that's what Cannaphysical is all about. It's helping your consciousness to reach a higher, better reality through the medical use and spiritual use of cannabis. And that's what it's about, and that's what it's supposed to be about. With biology, it's all about ingesting the cannabis, eating the cannabis would infuse with food that correspond with the chakras, and meditate while you under that influence of ingesting cannabis, either THC or CBD, but mostly THC, because that gets you an ultra bliss and an ultra pleasure and that desire to reach a higher state of consciousness by ingesting it. But with Cannaphysical, it's all about the physical side of cannabis and the spiritual side, the spiritual usage of cannabis as well. So that's what it comes down to, and that's what it is. And when it really comes down to it, you can definitely have a whole new experience, a whole new different reality when you embrace Cannaphysical. It's just like metaphysical; they're both the same, but when it comes to Cannaphysical, it's all about the cannabis plant, and that's what it is, and that's what it comes down to. It's your boy Time Money.